It just comes in waves. Sometimes really busy, sometimes not.
How has being a firefighter shaped you as a person?
I think, and I know you're going to touch on this too, is I think it desensitized me as far as just recently we had a family friend of ours, he died, and I was sad for a little bit, but not as sad as other people that were that are in my family. And I think that just because of the fact that we in the fire service see death and serious injury frequently, that when someone dies, maybe we're not as sensitive as people that are not in the fire service or in EMS, because we see it so much. That would be how it's changed me in a negative way.
Yeah, I would say being a firefighter makes you more aware of what the public thinks about you, because when you carry the name, when you carry this responsibility, because it's not just when you're here, it's when you go home, it's everywhere. Because the first thing that people say is, oh, when you talk to your mom says, oh, have you met my son? He's a firefighter. And you know what I'm talking about, is when she says that, guess what? She just laid out your code of ethics. She just laid out your work history. They start to know you. They look at you differently. And that's something you carry with you. So there's always a little bit of, there's a higher standard of ethics. There's a higher standard of morality that's supposed to go with this. There's expectations that's on you. Is that a fair way to look at it, I think? So it does change things. It changes the way you perceive yourself and perceive others, and you're supposed to be a leader. It's supposed to shape you into being a leader and a mentor and somebody who can handle things that other people can't.
Yeah, everything he's saying is true. Being a firefighter, he's right. When you go home, all the thousands of people you see in a month period, you see them again. And so, because paychecks are paid by taxpayers, when you work or your parents work and they pay the taxes, that pays us. So we're really the employees of the entire city. So we have a responsibility to be professional because they're the people we serve, and that comes off duty too. Because it's not like if someone saw me at work and then, let's say I wasn't at work, I didn't have my uniform on, and they needed some help in a parking lot or something like that, that they're going to separate. They still see me as a fireman, and that's still my obligation. It's kind of a way of life that you get into. It's not just a job. And to touch on him, there are negative aspects too, but it's like, to me, it's the small things. So like people that live and do kind of the normal job, I guess, the 8 to 5, in life, it becomes the small things that matter. Someone forgets a birthday, it becomes a big deal. Or someone forgets to do something small, it's a big deal in their lives. The difference for me is that at least probably on a weekly basis, I see someone die, and we deal with it all the time in severely tragic situations, not just grandma died because it was her time, with like the parents waking up to the small child that's dead, is that the small things don't matter as much to me anymore. So I think of things like, oh, I forgot somebody's birthday. Like, in my mind, it's like, no big deal. They're still alive. I could still call them, you know what I mean? But, for them, it's different. And that's sort of what he's touched on, is that adjustment when we leave here is we have to be vigilant on how we think, because it's inevitable that a job with this much stress, dealing with this much seriousness, shapes you, and people that don't go through that, they don't understand per se, so you kind of have to really alter and think about what you're doing, when you leave the job, because the stuff is important to them, you know, the small things. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yes.
But
Do you guys' families like your guys' job, like what you guys do?
yeah, I mean,
My son loves it. He used to come down here and jump on all the fire trucks. I don't know. That's a really interesting question.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that like your family, your extended family, probably likes the idea. But he's right. Like, I worked in upwards of 1,200 hours of overtime this year because the city needed me to do that because we needed personnel here. So I don't know if they like the concept that I'm not there for Christmas, or I'm not there for this, or I'm gone all the time. But I think they like the concept of what the job entails, of what I do when I'm gone away from them. I'm not gone because I'm pursuing my own wants and needs. I'm gone because I'm helping other people. So I'd say yeah.
And the last question is, do you guys consider yourselves heroes?
No.
Yeah, no. It's just our job. And you would hear that from, I would say 100% of, well, again,
I
99.9% of firefighters you talk to will tell you that they're not a hero. It's just what they do. I don't know if that's something that's inside the people. We've talked about it before. The environment that they are in makes them that way. Is someone born a firefighter, or can anybody be put in the right situation with the right people around them and perform to the level of a firefighter? It's up to a debate in probably psychology class, but yeah, I don't consider myself a hero.
Okay, thank you guys. That's it.
Yeah, no problem.